He is founder and CEO of Madestones, and he will be speaking about synthetic and laboratory-grown diamonds. The floor is yours.
Working? Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the seminar with the topic all you need to know about laboratory-grown diamonds. So let's first introduce myself. My name is Thierry Silber. I'm the CEO and founder of Madestones, currently the largest distributor of lab-grown diamonds in Europe. And I'm a third diamond generation diamond trader and started in the industry in 1978 on the factory floor. My father's aim was not for me to become a master cutter, but to get a 360 degrees view of the diamond. I polished diamonds for 2 years before joining the company, and I used my polishing experience to set up production units in Belgium and in Russia. In 2009, I discovered the existence of laboratory-grown diamonds and decided to sell laboratory-grown diamonds alongside our production of natural diamonds. I'll come back to this topic slightly later. Let's talk and start with this important question. How do we call these new kind of diamonds? I hear people saying man-made, laboratory-grown, synthetic, cultured, laboratory-created. Well, there are three official terms agreed by the FTC, which is the Federal Trade Commission in the United States, and CVD. The three official terms are laboratory-grown, laboratory-created, and synthetic. Why is this term laboratory-grown preferred over the term synthetic? The average consumer assimilates the term synthetic to fake, to look alike, to imitation. And they will immediately think about a stone like a cubic zirconia, a moissanite, and sometimes a Swarovski crystal even. So the term is clearly misleading. The three international diamond grading laboratories, GIA, HRD and IGI, are providing diamond grading reports stating it is a diamond with exactly the same optical, physical, and chemical characteristics than a mined diamond, with the only difference the point of origin. The term laboratory grown is a term that consumers easily understand and have no problem to connect to a different kind of diamond, exactly the same than a mined diamond, but just from a different origin. So the best way to communicate with your customers is to use the same terminology that is on the diamond certificate, which is laboratory grown. Here we have a chart where you can see all the similarities, and you can see that between a mined diamond and a laboratory grown diamond, everything is really identical. Whereas you see that for a CZ or moissanite, it's not. They are not diamonds. Now, how are the laboratory-grown diamonds produced? We have two processes to do that. We have the first one, the HPHT, I'll come back to do later on that, and the CVD. But let me say in general, what we do is we recreate in a laboratory exactly the same condition than in nature where diamonds are created. Diamonds are created in nature under high pressure and high temperature. And this is what we're creating in the laboratory. Now, lots of people think that these diamonds are coming without any inclusion. It's not the case. They are coming with inclusion because there is still the element of nature that will decide about the inclusion. The only difference that we have between natural diamonds is because we produce them in very controlled environment, we will have a steady pressure, a steady temperature, and we will not have the very low quality of diamond. The quality will be mainly in VVS, VS, and SI quality. So the first process, HPHT, stands for high pressure, high temperature. Here we're going to start with a small diamond seed where we will add carbon and some metallic liquid. When we will apply the pressure and temperature, the carbon will melt and the metallic liquid will help the carbon to come around the diamond seed, and the diamond will start to grow atom by atom in this way, which is quite important to follow. And after a period of 3-4 weeks, we will have a rough diamond that is ready to be cut and polished like a mine diamond to get a result of a polished about 1 carat stone. This is how rough diamonds look after HPHT. In some of them, I think you can see still the diamond seed. You see there on the table the black dots. This is the origin, this is still the diamond seed. The second process to grow is called CVD, chemical vapor deposition. Here we're not going to use a diamond seed, we will going to use diamond plates, and we will also use 2 carbon-containing gases, hydrogen and methane gases. By applying again the temperature and pressure, we're going to release the carbon-containing gases from the carbon from the gases, which will create a plasma cloud, and then we will let, I would say, rain the carbons on the plates. And I think you can best compare to snow on the top of your roof. It's snowing and you see the full surface of the roof of your car, you see the snow growing layer by layer. So here the diamond is growing layer by layer. Again, later you're going to see why that's difficult. That's important to know. That's a different kind of rough, completely different kind of rough that we are getting. Now, lots of people are asking all the time, which one is better, HPT or CVD? None of them is better, and we need both of them to be able to create the whole range of diamonds. The HPT will give us mostly the very small stones or the very big stones, and also allow us to produce beautiful colors like DEF. The CVD process is a little bit cheaper in production, but will allow us only to create middle and, let's say, today 3-5 carats, but not the really big ones. There is also a difference in the growing process, where in HPHT we will use about 1500 degrees, which is nearly the melting point of steel. We will have a pressure of 70 bar. 70 bar maybe will not tell you too much, but try to imagine, if it's possible, the Eiffel Tower upside down on the top of your finger. That's the pressure that means 70 bar. In the CVD we're going to get only about 800 to 900 degrees. So we're going to use much less temperature. Now what are important is how these diamonds are detected in laboratories. What are the laboratory procedures? The laboratories are going to use few procedures to make sure they don't make any mistakes. The first one, machine, is called the diamond shoe. That's the machine that will first tell us, is it a diamond or is it not a diamond? Is it a diamond that eventually was treated? Or, more importantly, they will tell us the type of the diamond. Diamonds, they have type, like our blood group types. They have 1A, 1B, all different types. And there is one very rare type in the whole diamond production, is the type 2A. Less than 2% of natural diamonds are of type 2A. Why is that important? Because about 99% of lab-grown diamonds, they are of type 2A. So when in the laboratory they will see that there is a stone of type 2A, already there is an alarm bell ringing and say, oh, we need to continue and make further tests. Second machine that they're going to use is the diamond view. The diamond view is going to give us the possibility to check the growth pattern of the diamond. And there we will see very different patterns between every type of diamond. As you see here, you see the picture A is a natural diamond and the picture B is a HPHT lab-grown diamond. And you see clearly the different patterns, where you see the square patterns in the natural, and in the HPHT you see a cross, kind of a cross. So there already you see a very big distinction between those. And remember I said it's growing like this atom by atom. This is how you can see the cross. And now when you take the CVD, I told you that they are growing layers by layers, and you can see in these pictures perfectly all the layers in the diamond. These are not lines, these are lines from the layers. They are not polishing lines. On the next pictures, I think you're going to see all three next to each other, where you really see clearly all the different patterns, and the labs can absolutely not make a mistake in detection. The next test they will do is a test of phosphorescence. Many of you maybe know fluorescence, but this is another light. This is phosphorescence. What is the phosphorescence light doing is when you turn off the light, turn on the light, as you see here, and they are all natural diamonds, and then you turn it off, you see nothing anymore. Now on the next slide, we're going to add lab-grown diamonds, and you see already the green light instead of the blue light. And when we turn off the light, for some reason, the lab-grown diamonds are fading away. They will not turn off immediately, but it's going to take a few seconds to fade away and ultimately to disappear. And the phosphorescence light is very important to use, especially in jewelry, because in jewelry it's more difficult to see growth patterns and structures of the diamonds. So for jewelry they're going to use, you see the first image where this is clearly a natural diamond, and the second one is a laboratory grown diamond. These are metallic inclusions that you would see in an HPHT grown diamond. Today the technology improved, so this kind of inclusion will not be appearing so much, but this is typical inclusions that you will not see in a natural diamond. You will never see them in a natural diamond. So now the diamond certificate, which is a very important detail, is totally or mostly different. Natural diamonds have a blue color. So the labs want to make a clear distinction. The IGI used yellow, HRD used green, GIA also used yellow. And then you see right away that on the top of the certificate, the term is not natural diamond report like on the other ones, but it's laboratory grown diamond report. And you will also see that there is a double laser inscription repeating the number of the diamond and including that it is a laboratory grown diamond. And IGI is the only lab that I think went a step further in distinction to include in front of the number the initials LG to again make sure that the people will not be confused and know they are buying a lab-grown diamond. So now we're coming to Madestones and why I started to sell lab-grown diamonds. In 2008, when the crisis hit all of us, I look back on my career at that time and mostly look to the future. I was convinced that the only way to move on and bring in something extra into the industry is to bring innovation. To bring innovation in a very traditional and conservative industry like ours is not easy. And first I needed to define the word innovation for myself, because innovation is a big word. And finally I decided that for me innovation means dare to explore unknown territories. And how do you do that? Technology. And while all the other industries around us were embracing technology for the benefit of their industry, I thought there is no reason why it shouldn't happen in the jewelry and diamond industry. At that time there was one company in the United States. I went to this company, discovered Labgrown diamonds, and I thought this is the product needed for the innovation, which would give retailers, diamond jewelers, jewelry manufacturers, and jewelry designers opportunity for growth, and from the consumer side a choice, a new choice in diamonds. So in 2009 I decided to sell laboratory grown diamonds alongside our production of natural diamonds. And in 2015 I created the brand Madestones because it was important to make a clear distinctions between both products and not to make any kind of misunderstanding. And Madestones brand is my vision of how to market lab-grown diamonds with disclosure and transparency as a major priority. So what are the advantages of Madestones or lab-grown diamonds? The first one, it's a choice to consumers. And I want to start by saying, because this is very important and critical, lab-grown diamonds are not a substitute for natural diamonds or mined diamonds. They have a choice. To give a choice to the consumer, the choice they deserve. Why the consumers would come and buy a lab-grown diamond? There are a few reasons. The main reasons, or maybe the biggest group of consumers that would buy a lab-grown diamond is because of budget reasons. The young generation have not so much money, still they would like to purchase a diamond, and the lab-grown diamond would be a nice alternative for them. Or in the same group, you can include consumers that have limited budget, and with a mined diamond, they would have to buy a very low quality, which would be high visible, which is not so nice. So now with the lab-grown diamonds, you can buy a much better quality. Third one is the consumer that say, no, I have a kind of budget, but if I can buy, instead of a half-carat natural diamond, I can buy a 1 carat lab-grown diamond. No, I prefer to have on my finger a 1 carat diamond. So this is included in that group of budget. The second group is actually a large group, and a group that lots in the industry underestimate, but there are lots of consumers, due to different reasons, they don't want to consider purchase of a mined diamond. So for socially responsible reasons or environmentally friendly reasons, they're going also to buy a lab-grown diamond. The third reason is the group of consumers, it's a smaller group, but there are consumers that want to express their individuality. And for them, a good way to express individuality is not to buy a white diamond like you see everywhere. They would like to buy a colored diamond. And people might say a diamond is God's best friend. When a lady wants to buy a beautiful striking pink, blue color or yellow color, they are just impossible to get at normal prices. Every year they are sold in Sotheby's, in Christie's, and they're breaking records. So now lab-grown diamonds offer these consumers the possibility to buy these beautiful and same colors at affordable price. Next group is the group of younger consumers, which we know as the millennials. And for them, they like technologically forward products. They like products where you have a story to tell, and for them, the fact that human being has managed to create diamond in the laboratory is a beautiful story. And for them, actually, they associate according to their values, and they say, it's what I heard many times from them, the lab-grown diamond is the perfect marriage between modern technology and social values. Then the last one, and I consider this as last and not as first, is the offer, the exceptional value of the pricing. While in the white, we can consider today the price difference easily 50% and bigger, the colored diamonds are selling at a fraction of the price. So at Madestones, we focus on disclosure and transparency, as I said before. We use most of the stone of 30 pointers and bigger. We use the diamond certificate, but we go a step further and we have a text on the invoice. We made our own text because until today there are not really fixed rules how to handle these diamonds, how to deal with diamonds. But this is coming. I know that the industry organizations are on it. So, but we created already our own text where the customer needs to sign that he understands what's a laboratory grown diamond. He understands he's buying a laboratory grown diamond, and more importantly, he will continue to sell it as a laboratory grown diamond. That's very, very important. And we are monitoring our customers to make sure it's happening. Now this is a very interesting slide. That's a consumer market research that was done by Frost and Sullivan. And this research has been done in 6 different countries. It has been done in China, in Japan, in India, in the US, the UK, and here in Germany. In each country, they took 1,200 consumers, different kinds of consumers, and divided them in 2 groups of 600. The first group of consumers is the group that didn't receive any information about what's a laboratory grown diamond. And the question was asked, would you consider to buy a lab grown diamond? Now you can see that between 28 and 34% of them answered yes. When now we go to the second group, that's the group that as of today receive a full information about what laboratory grown diamonds are. And when again you ask them the same question, you can see that once informed, the yes answers is shifting completely. And here we have a different percentages going for, I think, 64 to 74%. So that's a very interesting study. So to finalize this seminar, because we don't have much time, let me summarize what I said during this short presentation. Laboratory grown diamonds are, to start with, a legitimate product as long as they are sold in full disclosure and transparency. Madestones view its role in the industry as a natural progression rather than a disruptive force. And I believe that lab-grown diamonds have their place in any jewelry store, offering the consumer the choice they deserve when making a diamond jewelry purchase. Now, a few years ago, Tom Moses, the Executive Vice President of the GIA, very rightly said it already. Lab-grown diamonds are a fact of life. They are here to stay. And I would add, it's a merchant's choice to step aboard the train or stay on the platform and wave while the train moves forward to the next destination. Thank you very much for listening.
So we actually have time for two, 3 questions. Any questions?
Mr. Silber, two things. One mistake, because the three terms of synthetic lab-grown and lab-created came out of GIA and IDC, and Citro only stepped in later.
Yeah, I speak
You said only, you said only GIA and
No, I say FTC. FTC and
FTC has nothing to do with that.
Yes, it's included.
FTC had nothing to do with the three terms when we created it years back.
I don't speak about years back, I speak about today.
No, but this is already years back.
No, but I speak about
Okay.
today.
The second,
About the situation
about the advantages, of course, we can discuss a long time. And I agree with you. That's a fact, and it's a question of choice. But the third one, and what bothers me is that IGI and HRD are using in the reports of lab-grown diamonds the same terminology like with the natural diamonds, and this is not correct. We agreed with the GIA to use other terms for colors and for clarity, but HRD did it first, and now they stepped out totally by good reasons, you know, as good as I do. But IGI does also not follow, they just go, and this is, in my opinion, cheating the consumer. That has nothing to do with you. I will make it quite clear.
I'm listening.
But you sell or you supply those reports with your stones.
Yes.
And so the terminology is not correct.
Why is the terminology not correct?
Because you should know as Vice President of Citro that the colors are for lab-grown diamonds are different, and the purity and the clarity as well.
We are using the certificate that allows us to communicate in the way it is.
Who?
HRD is also communicating in the same way.
Yeah, HRD and HA do.
And HA
This is not conform with Citro or IDC.
And if it's not confirmed with CIDRO IDC, I'm sure the HRD and IGR wouldn't be allowed to do that.
We are working on that.
Okay, good for you.
But you should know. Now, come on. You should know as Vice President of the synthetic.
We are now discussing some internal discussion in the industry.
Obviously, this is not correct. What those people, what those labs do.
Okay,
Okay.
it's your opinion. We respect it.
It's not my opinion.
Hello, I have a question.
Okay.
You said the prices are 50% below the natural goods.
Yeah, 50 and up.
Okay, how you see how it will be the prices develop in the future? You think they will go down, or what do you think? And what do you think about the light box from DTC?
First, let me reply on the first questions. I think that the prices of small diamonds will not further decrease. I think we reach already a level of bottom because the cost is not in the production anymore. All the cost is in the labor. And our labor cost is the same that if we cut a natural diamond. That's the same cost. So over there, I think we reach already a bottom, and I don't think there is lots of margin to go down. Bigger stones, I agree with you. I don't think technology will improve. Technology will allow us to create a cheaper cost of production. Now, for the natural diamonds, I'm not sure. I see now some of them not selling anymore, especially the low qualities. We see that clearly in the United States. People before were buying a lot of picky goods. Today they are shifting to the lab-grown diamonds for that. And in the small sizes, we see that this year was already a decrease in price by about 20%. So there is definitely an impact on pricing, but I think the impact is on both sides. Now the light box, to come back to you, if you ask my own opinion, it's a gift of God. Because, first of all, they created credibility to the product. They created legitimacy to the product. And most importantly, they created awareness in a very short period of time that the whole lab-grown diamond industry would not be capable to do in 1 or 2 years.
But they did.
They did, and I don't know if they realized the impact, but what they did is not spectacular. They are selling for 1 carat at $800. you can come to me, I'm selling them at $400. I'm selling them at $500. And also what they are doing, and you can see that, they are doing a multiple of stones. It's not they are selling only one stone. They are selling a multiple of stones that is totally 1 carat, and they are using the US business model that giving them the permission to say that they are selling 1 carat once they reach a total weight of 0.95. We tried to buy the product. We didn't succeed to buy until today a stone of 1 carat. The largest stone we managed to buy was a princess of 90 pointer with 5 stones of 1 pointer, which totally 0.95. It's not a miracle, it's nothing very shocking for us.
But the prices will go down? Definitely.
Flybox?
Every synthetic diamond.
There was, the news of Lightbox came in June. The market stopped because they announced 2-3 days before JCK. I have to admit that during the JCK show, people didn't really know what's happening. We didn't know either. So it was a kind of slow show. But once we understood what is really Lightbox, what kind of product they have, and once we really saw the product in September, now we are fine. We understand everything. There was a price correction between 10 and 15% on the higher quality, not more.
For $800, the consumer can buy 1 carat without including the ring, for example.
It's not without the ring. The ring is another extra $100 for the silver, which is not cheap.
Okay, let it be $100, but this is way less. And how can you recommend to sell a stone of 1 carat for maybe 1,500 or 2,000?
Because they don't say any grading. If you buy a Lightbox stone, they don't tell you which color and which quality there is. You can buy for me at 400. I don't tell you which quality it is, which color.
It will be a good quality because you said it would be at least SI or even better.
We have the same quality.
So this is not an issue.
We have the same quality.
Okay. Thank you.
You're most welcome.